So this is lecture number 14 on ray optics. And if I remember correctly, we were discussing something known as prism. Yes or no? Do we remember this?
Yes, sir.
We had seen the definition of prism. A prism basically consists of at least two refracting surfaces. Both the surface must be plane, because if one of them becomes curved, it becomes a lens. They must be plane and they must be at an angle. That angle is known as the prism angle. We had also seen some basic concept about prism, and since it has been a lot of days, it's my humble duty that I take you back and share those concepts again. The diagram that we had discussed in the last class, if I am correct, this was the diagram that we were discussing in the last class. Do we see this diagram? Yes or no? We see this
Yes,
diagram?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. We had seen which ray is which. Quickly, we will just discuss this. This ray PQ is your incident ray. Yes or no? Do we remember this? PQ is the incident ray. PQ is the incident ray. I think Mike has gone. Can you all raise hand that we understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This I1 is the angle of incidence. This R1 is the angle of refraction. This angle A is the angle of prism. I2, or sometimes we call it as E,
E.
it is the angle of emergence. Great. This is my emergent ray. This small angle is delta 1 or delta 2, which is the angle between the incident ray and the refracted ray. Here it is the angle between the refracted ray and the emergent ray. Then we have this angle delta 1, which is the angle between the original incident ray and the refracted ray. If I add this delta 1 with delta 2, I will get the total angle of deviation, which is nothing but this angle delta. Do you all see this angle delta? This angle delta is the angle of deviation from the prism, which is nothing but what? The angle between the incident ray and the emergent ray. Do we remember this much?
Yes, sir.
I repeat, the incident ray, the refracted ray, RS is the emergent ray, A is the angle of prism, I1 is the incident angle at the face AB, I2 is the emergent angle at the face AC. Sometimes we also call it E, emergent angle. R1 is the refracted angle on the face AB. R2 is the incident angle on the face AC. The deviation delta 1, the angle of deviation on the face AB is delta 1, and it is given by this formula I1 minus R1. Do you see this, everyone in the class?
Yes, sir.
Deviation angle delta 1 is I1 minus R1. Similarly, deviation angle delta 2, which is the angle of deviation on the second phase, will be equal to I2 minus R2. These are the first two formulae that you must remember about this topic of prism. What is the first formula? Delta 1 is I1 minus R1. Will you remember this?
Yes, sir.
And delta 2 is I2 minus R2. The third formula, let me just name them. Number 1, number 2. The third formula is the total angle of deviation. And let me write the total angle of deviation. Just give me a moment. Okay. The total angle of deviation delta will be equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. So that becomes my formula number 3. Is everyone following me here? So far, so good. Yes or no? Delta, the angle of deviation is delta 1 plus delta 2. Do you see me? Is everything clear? My voice is clear. The image is clear. The picture is clear. Yes or no? No, yes? So, we'll continue this class in the next lecture, which is coming now. Take care. Have a nice day.